Hey folks, and welcome. Let me move this microphone. All right. Big pivotal stretch here. We are 7 games over 500, if I can do math correctly. Probably can't, but hey, is what it do be. We got the Angels. We have the Angels for 7 games. We'll be playing these games as a player lock with the great Nolan Schanuel. We then have 6 games against the Yankees. About, I think, literally. Oh, my phone just went off. I think literally the best team in the American League. And then so we literally play in the next 2 weeks the best team in the American League 6 times, the worst team in the American League 7 times. We will be playing Nolan Schanuel against the Angels as the former Angel where we got him from. And then the Yankees, we're going to be playing Tristan Casas. He just came back at a home run, a very, very deciding home run. I think a 3-run shot, which basically gave us the lead over Texas that we never relinquished. We'll be playing with him against the Yankees because why not? So let's get on into it. We will see you in just a moment. And then we will also be seeing what happens in this Diamondback series. We will be player locking Elliot Ramos against the Giants, his former team. And then also kind of maybe simming these 2 series. And then ending off with Baltimore, Cleveland on the horizon. Those are the 2 teams that we are really punching for. If you did miss the end of last episode, this is why this is all important. The Twins, a half a game behind us, and the Guardians, basically the same record. Those guys are going to be flopping in between wild card and the AL Central lead. Orioles, right on our tail. Astros, we're right on their tail. We're a half game above them, or behind them, a half game above the Orioles, and a game above against the Twins. About the exact same as the Guardians. So those are 5 teams right there that we're looking at. The Athletics are also kind of looking at us. The Tigers are also looking at us, and then the Royals, Mariners, White Sox, Rays, Blue Jays, Angels, not so much. So let's get things going. Let's get things cracking as we have Nolan Schanuel revenge series against the Angels coming up first. So Nolan Schanuel returning to the place where it all started here in Anaheim, as again drafted early, got to the big leagues early, and then after they decided to make a tonal shift on how their organization was going, selling off a couple of their pieces. He is back here playing against the Halos, and again 64-52 record for the Red Sox. We're on a nice little roll here towards the end of the year. A much better August so far than what we've seen, and thanks a large part to Christian Campbell, who has a couple of home runs over his last few games and OPSing 1100 and really solidifying this season as a breakout campaign for K-Camp and the rest. But a guy like Nolan Schanuel also has been doing quite well. He hasn't really lost a step since joining our squad, and here he goes. Singling past Orlando Fletcher, which after they got Fletcher and Saucedo, basically said, you know what, Nolan Schanuel, we don't need him anymore, and that's where we came in and scooped him up. In the 5th, he's going to chop this one down to shortstop. Neto was there to fire over, and Schanuel is done. But with Tristan Casas being out, Schanuel stepped in and basically gave us much what Casas was giving us in terms of hitting for a decent average. A really good average, actually, 300 pretty much after he gets that single up the middle. He was walking a good amount, delivering with runners on base, and all the things that Casas was doing about equal, if not a little bit better defensively. Now that both of them are in the lineup, that's a skill set that you can multiply in the lineup and not feel bogged down by it. You're going to go the other way with this pitch, and that is going to settle into the glove in the outfield, and we'll do it for Schanuel's night. Do we hold on to win? Well, a bunt that he is going to go over in field, apply the tag, so good job by Schanuel there. Bautista gets the strikeout and the ground out, and we do pick up the victory against the Angels. Again, we're going to play with Schanuel against the Angels, Schanuel against the Angels again. In between that, we'll have Casas against the Yankees and the Casas against the Yankees after that again. So hanging out with our first baseman here today, and then also wrapping things up with an Elliot Ramos mission, or player lock rather, and winning game 6 in a row after that victory against the Angels. And right now you see that we've leapfrogged over Baltimore in the standings of the American League East. Again, pretty much not a contest between us, Baltimore, and then against the Yankees, where the Yankees have a nice lead against all of us, which sucks, but hey, it is what it do be. And then you got Reed Detmers on the bump, and he's going to get Sean Will to strike out. Not great against lefties, as most lefties, that's the case for most lefties. In the top of the ninth, absolutely pulverizes a mistake by Ben Joyce. And it'll be the only hit of the day for Sean Will, but it is a big one here in the ninth inning, trying to keep us alive in this one, and makes it a 3-1 ball game. 446 feet the opposite way for Sean Will. Absolutely demolished that slider left high. Look at that. Right in by the car. We will end up, unfortunately, losing this one as Ben Joyce closes out. Not the best of days for Sean Will, but that home run definitely sweetens the ending results of his evening. But we are dangerously close to losing this series against the Angels. Let's talk about Nolan Schanuel as the player. What has he done over the last few games or so? Last 7 games, he's hitting .448, pair of home runs, 7 RBI, 4 runs scored, 1207 OPS. Really, in terms of deadline gets, and we have him for one more year of team control. If we want to run this back, we have the option to do so. Just sky this one into center field and tracked down by the wall to end the 4th inning. But we have him for another year if we want to re-up on what he's been able to do for us. Just ahead of this sinker, Sean Jelly, now with the Angels. That should have been an absolute blast, but ends up popping that one up, unfortunately. And Schanuel couldn't get anything going, and the offense really as a whole couldn't get anything going. So we do lose this series to the Angels, which is not great. Not great even a little bit. Even if they want to pretend it's great. Not great. Not great at all. Angels win again, unfortunately. Now we're going to give the keys to Tristan Casas, who's been DHing for us, as we have a little 2-game series against the New York Yankees. In New York, a 45,000 total here in an AL East matchup, one of the biggest rivalries. And we talk about Schanuel hitting well. Tristan Casas as well can enter his name into that conversation. 450 over his last 6 games or so. Add that home run, and this is all since coming back from the IL. OPSing near 1,200. Again, the average up near 500. He had that home run against Texas that we ended last episode on. So let's see if Tristan Casas can continue the good stuff. I say, he doesn't. Strikeout there by Luis Gil, and it doesn't get much better than that, or much better than this. Gil, 1-2 count again, another punch out. That is 2 in a row for Tristan Casas. 0-2 count, bases loaded, Sean Dubin in now. And Tristan Casas is left looking. So strikes out for the 3rd straight time to begin this series. In the 8th inning, 4 in a row. A tough day at the office for Tristan Casas. And we end up losing this game 3-2. Class A came in and closed the door, and Casas 4 straight strikeouts to begin this 2-game set. Obviously, we lose game 1, and now we're going to try to come back the next night and split. In the 2nd inning, Max Fried, that's a sinker down the pipe. 5 straight strikeouts for Tristan Casas. Max Fried still out there, 2 strikes in the count, 6 straight. What am I doing? You know I'm not very good at this game, but I didn't need to be this bad at the game. Esteban Hidalgo, a rookie. Finally, we don't strike out. Actually put a pretty good swing on it. Didn't get the result, but trying to get aggressive early to, not fall behind. And then later on, Gregory Tyson, boom, cranked. I got my swagger back. A 2-seamer, just not even 90 miles per hour. He deposits into right field. Is it worth it? Is striking out 6 straight times in a row worth it for this? Yeah, probably. Not going to be a great series, but it's not going to be an awful series because of the home run, even though this one really doesn't matter much, as that puts us up 9-4. Yeah, well, with the Yankees, it definitely could be a thing, and he's going to just put a nice little bow on things and strike out another time. Ground out, fly out. We flip it over to Justin Slayton, goes for a home run. Felix Bautista gets the strikeout to get the save and end the game. So we split with the Yankees. Right now we are 2-4 in this little series we got going on here. We definitely want to change things up and get back to Fenway Park as Shawnuel taking on the Angels. Other way for a base hit, and Shawnuel's going to get a nice little seeing eye single right over the head of the third baseman today. And he's going to get in the field. Good job there, Orlando Fletcher. Again, we're highlighting that matchup because that's the guy they basically traded for as Shawnuel's replacement. Then he lays into this one, high and deep into right field, and that will go. It's going to sit on top of the wall and then pop over. Home run by Shawnuel. And his 18th of the year, already a career high. He's not going to hit for much power, but he lines this one. And you see it's going to just start coming down and hits the top of the wall and then bounces right over. And it's 7-2 when he picked things up in the 8th. Dick Fitz on the mound. Remember, we traded him to the Angels a while ago, and that's going to be it for Shawnuel's day. Solo home run by Marcelo Meyer, and then that really puts the bow on things, and we pick up a win, a much-needed win against the lowly Angels. So glad we're not losing more games to them, because that sucks that we do that sometimes. Okay. Red Sox win. Want to see more of those signs and less of the others around the ballpark as we pick this one up 8-2. Bottom 8 here later on in the Friday game, and Shawnuel just can't beat it out. And then we end up winning this one 4-1. So a stinker of a game. Really didn't show much for that game. Only one at bat, and Shawnuel 0 in that one. But this game was a lot better. Dive at second base by, I think, Earl Fernandez is his name. That's going to be a fielder's choice. Shawnuel just quick enough to get to first base and break up the double play. And he's off. He is going to second base, and a better throw. Maybe we're talking about this differently, but it's a stolen base for Shawnuel, his second of the season. Then later on, right up the middle, it's going to hit off of the foot of Silseth. And that's going to let Shawnuel reach. And he has an itch for speed. Boom! A need for speed, some would say. And because of the throw in the dirt, he's able to get second base. But the slide step, you were late on the jump. If that ball wasn't in the dirt, he would have been out by a mile. Draws a walk here in the bottom of the ninth to keep the game going. Can we get a big hit from Ashton Fuqua and get a 2-out rally? Or are the Angels going to put us away? The Angels are going to put us away. They flip it over to Fernandez, and that will do it. Shawnuel isn't able to play heroics in this one, and the Angels pick up the W. Hunter Brown, he is going to give up the home run to Shawnuel, and this is going to be a big game for Nolan as he goes into the right field corner and puts us up big. It's a big, big, big blast from Nolan Shawnuel to put us up 5 or put us up 3 at least. It was a 3-run home run. I think we went up 5-0, and it is 5-0. And then again, Dick Fitz this time, a slider on the outside part of the plate, hung it, and Shawnuel responsible for all, or not all 7, but 5 of the 7 runs we have put on the board today. Big blast by Shawnuel, his 20th of the season. First time in his career he's gotten up to 20 home runs, and he admires it for a little bit. Ballesteros admires it as well. In the 4th inning, tough play by Shawnuel ranging back. He's going to make the flip, and Hayashi covering the bag gets Mike Trout out. Shout out Mike Trout. Medeiros Oh, it should have been another home run. Should have been the third home run of the day, but unfortunately, just wasn't able to get a good piece of that. And Shanuel is going back to the bench. Can we get another hit for him? Nope. He will strike out. We will, I guess, settle for 2 home runs for him and a big series against the Angels. We win that series 3-1. Now we have some momentum on our side, taking on the Yankees again. So we flip back to Triston Casas to see what he has for us here. And hopefully it's a lot better than that first iteration went. Yeah, 4 games with Casas now, trying to pick up some hits and not definitely just cut it on the strikeouts. I know I'm not very good at this game. We're going to strike out, but would love to save Triston Casas' stats and batting average. Absolutely pulverizes this baseball directly into the dirt. And that's going to be out. Casas, other way, but it's going to hang up in the air just enough for the left fielder to get to it. And we end the 6th inning down 3-1. In the 9th inning, Clase going to miss with the slider. And Triston Casas draws a walk. Want to see a lot more of that from him. That's somewhat his bread and butter. 3-2 count, bottom 9. Do we go? We're not going to. Christian Campbell just has to stay out of the double play, and he won't. Right to Vladdy, and Peraza is able to fire it over to first base, and they complete the double play. So we drop the first one to the Yankees. Unfortunately, not the best of showings from us, and really only drew that walk late in the 9th inning. I accidentally clicked on Nolan Shanuel, so we're going to watch Shanuel some more. Brandon Lau is going to single this one into right field. We're going to get the opportunity. Should have got Lau, but I thought we were able to get the runner at home. Maybe with a perfect throw we do, but it's going to score a run and put 2 on in scoring position. We do strand the runners there, and then Shanuel is going to get that run right back. No, he's not. Triston Casas is 5 speed. They're going to keep the bases loaded on Dean Kremer. Here's Ashton Fuqua. 1-2 count. Hit here would do wonders for us and maybe score 2. And that's exactly what we're going to do. Soft liner into right field. The run is going to come all the way around and score to plate. And Ashton Fuqua gets us on the board and gives us the lead 2-1. It's 4-2 in the bottom of the 4th. A deep fly ball scores a run. That's exactly what we get in the deepest part of the park. Literally a home run anywhere else. But so deep into that triangle, Spencer Jones was able to track it down, but it's only a 5-3 ball game. It's 5-4 later on, bases, or 4-4 later on, bases loaded, and we ground into a double play. Not hit sharply enough to get up the middle, and then not hit slowly enough for us to be able to beat that out. It is 6-7. Boston in the lead here in the 7th. Gregory Tyson up 1 for 2 on the day. Shanuel, he goes down hacking. And then tie ball game in the 9th. Sweeper hung, and Drew Rasmussen got away with a mistake. And Shanuel wasn't able to punish him for the hanging sweeper. Single and a home run by Marcelo Meyer gives us the walk-off win. Meyer having a real nice season. And Nolan Shanuel, since coming over to the Red Sox, at least the last 19 games, has been hitting phenomenally. But we're back talking about Triston Casas. However, his last game played, this is the game we didn't play. Had a home run, 4 RBI, an extra base hit. Oh, that was the home run. 2 hits, 2 runs. We don't play with him, and he goes off. Fucking, who would have known? Who would have known? I would have known. I think we can all agree that I'm not very good at this game. Casas, perfect, launched it, center field. And again, deep it. I feel like with Casas in particular, do that a lot with Triston Casas. Just smoked it in the center field. Fortunately, wasn't able to get it over the head. Another one, slider, 105 off the bat and into the deepest part of the triangle. That's 2 home run swings that we don't get home runs on, and cost us 0 for 2, and it should be 2 for 2 with 2 bombs. Swing and miss on the circle change for the strikeout, and we are going to pick up the win. We are going to bring in Andrew Nardi to face the lefties and gets a big strikeout, and we pick up the W against the New York Yankees. Still some ways to go, but the Red Sox do win. In fact, we do win. I can confirm that, and we lead the series 2-1. Here in the first inning, a lot of fireworks already. 3-2. Casas other way towards the monster, looking up as the left fielder, and that one's gone. We tie things up. Opposite field shot by Tristan Casas, just flicked it up over that monster. Good thing we have that wall. 353 feet. Didn't hit it particularly hard. Was a little late on it, but able to hit it into the air. And when you do that, hit the ball in the air in the left field, chances are you're going to get a good result. On the ground, Vladdy stops it for getting to the outfield. Might not have been a run, but would have loaded the bases, and unfortunately robbed of a base hit is Tristan Casas. We still lead this one 4-3. It's 6-4 in the 7th inning. Justin Steele's out of the bullpen for some reason, and he's going to get Casas to swing and miss at a slider outside of the zone. Single by Peraza there, but we do end up closing things down. We win this series 3-1 against the Yankees, and now overall in our Sean Noel Casas experience, 8-5. You'll take that. You'll take that tremendously, especially against a good team like the Yankees. We actually won more against the Yankees than we won against the Angels, which, maybe we could have made this, 9-4 or even 10-3 affair if we had really taken care of the Angels. But I'm not tripping. That's a pretty good pretty good result for what we got. Simeon Woods Richardson, the main piece going back to the Giants in the Elliot Ramos trade, is on the mound, and he's looked good. His last 3 starts has gone about 5 innings each time and a 2.30 ERA, walking a decent amount of guys, but also striking them out. So he's been getting a little lucky with the walks as high as they are, but getting some punch-outs, and you're playing real nice in San Francisco, which just unfortunately just wasn't given the opportunity to do so here. Strikes out the man he was traded for is Ramos, a rental for us this year. He's going to get struck out by Simeon Wood Richardson, who has a little bit more team control and able to play out his contract here with the Giants. So another strikeout here on a bad miss and a nasty slider that gets him chasing. Then Landon Rope is going to give up a double, and that is going to score 1 run. Elliot Ramos gets into second base with a double. It produces a run in the first hit in San Francisco, wearing a different uniform, is Elliot Ramos. His 21st double of the year. Shawano lines into right field. We are going to halt at third, and that brings in another run. 4-1 ball game. Bases loaded. So Don Rafael, a 3-0 count. He will walk, and jogging home is Ramos, and this one is getting away from the Giants here late. We kept it close. Ramos busted things open with the double. 3-2 count. Walker is going to punch out Ramos to a 3-strikeout game in his first game back in the Bay, but he did have that RBI double, so I guess we're going to let it slide. Zach Kelly comes out in a 5-run game, walks a couple, but does eventually get the 3 outs he needs. And that's a good thing. That is quite a good thing. So Ramos does get the double, picks up an RBI in his return to San Francisco, but hopefully he can come out of here with a home run or something, and we'll see if we can do that here in Game 2. Playing the field is Jung-Hoo Lee, trying to give the Giants an early lead. He will miss on that endeavor, however, as he harmlessly flies out to Ramos in left field. 1 gone in the inning, runner still on second base. In the bottom of the first, Ramos ranging all the way to the wall. That will be a run, but good job by Ramos getting to it and getting that ball back in play. Could have been dangerous if it had skipped up off the wall. In the second, Noah Birdsong is going to give up another double to Ramos. He goes the other way with this one, stings it Not quite the triples alley, but another indent out there by Levi's Landing. Actually, fun fact, to date in real life, Elliot Ramos, the only right-handed hitter in the history of Oracle Park, AT&T Park, whatever you want to call it, Candlestick Park, whatever you want to call it, to hit a home run into McCovey Cove. That's opposite field in San Francisco. Only player to ever do that. Fun fact, to date in real life. Absolute weapon out there. Have him on fantasy teams. Pretty good. After singling, gets it all the way to third base, and now he will come on home. Marcelo Meyer dumps this in front of the right fielder out there. It'll just be station to station for the rest of the runners, and we have a 3-1 advantage. Prince Oler. Boom. See ya. Batting practice pitch, and Elliot Ramos, have yourself a homecoming. 3 for 3 in game number 2, including that home run. Now a triple from the cycle in one of the most triple-friendly ballparks in all of America. Ramos teeing off. Throw the bat away. Get that off me, son. 401, 107 off the bat. Back to get this one. They're going to try to test the arm. Ramos does have a good arm. The throw is on line, but in there safely just ahead of the tag is the runner at 7-3 Giants. Bases loaded, 7-4. Ramos, 1-2 count. Stings it, but not quite over the head of the second baseman. That could have been multiple runs. But, alas, we will have to settle for nothing. In the ninth, last chance for that elusive triple, and he pops this one up against the righty. And the pitcher's going to take it himself. Shout out Ryan Murphy. Seiya Suzuki going to single into left field, and there'll be a base runner on as Felix Bautista's in a game where we're up by 5. That doesn't quite make sense. Not like he wasn't getting run lately. We've seen him in multiple games leading into this one, and does finally pick up the strikeout. And we win game number 2. All right. Let's see. What do we have for game number 3? 74-65 record. Trying for the sweep in Elliot Ramos. How sweep it would be. You know how they say that sometimes. Haha, funny. Coming off a pretty big day. 3 hits, 2 extra bases, 1 a home run, 1 a double, 2 runs. And again, squandered the cycle as he did have multiple hits. That one, 3 to be exact. In the first inning, Carson Wisenhunt gives up a juicy curveball that Ramos hits well and is able to actually get to first base off the poor throw from the shortstop. Nothing happens there. We lead this one 1-0, but Ramos ahead of the two-seamer is able to get there in time off the dive from third base to keep it out of the outfield. Ramos able to hustle that one out and give us the lead 2-0. This one's going to dump in front of Ramos. He's going to come up firing. The throw home. It's going to be on line, but not in time. Again, close, but no cigar from Ramos. 0 for 2 trying to throw runners out at home. And Bryce Eldritch gives them a 2-1 score. This one by Dakota Jordan, the new left fielder out there now with Ramos out of town. He's going to give the Giants the lead on the bases-loaded sac fly to deep left field. Now we're batting for probably the first time in this series without the lead. Curveball, hanging, hit it well, but not well enough. Dakota Jordan is there to put things away. And there's one gone in the 6th inning. Can we come back and maybe make this one closer? It is 3-3 in the 9th. Ramos ranging back, able to put it away. We will be going to extra innings. What happens in extra innings, you might ask? Well, Elliot Ramos comes in a 6-3 ball game. Lines this to Jordan as well. Hit on the screws. Straight out, pop out. Ground out. 2-run home run. Here we are. Tyler Fitzgerald. We're trying to just calm the storm. Can we sweep the San Francisco Giants? The pitch. The ball towards left field. Heading towards the track. Ramos is there up against the wall. And he makes the catch. And yes, we do sweep the San Francisco Giants. Yes, we do.
end off, well, this game bled into September, but we did end off August on a hot note. We continue to be hot here towards September, and as we gear up for the rest of the season, sweep the Giants. We have a really good record. We really like where we're at, and we can really make this playoff push now. Hope you enjoyed this one. We're going to wrap things up here in a minute. But yeah, Shanuel, Costas, and Ramos all played very well.
An incredibly big blow that did not. We just got out of the Elliot Ramos player lock. We came out with a sweep of the Giants. We are about to kind of flash forward just a little bit, and Ashton Fuqua out 1 to 2 months with a fractured shin. That's a 10-day IL stint. Now, what do we have in terms of catchers that we can call up? I mean, Walker Janik, or do we bring up a guy like Eliezer Alfonso? We're going to bring up Alfonso. He's been awesome in AAA. These are what he kind of looks like. Carlos Narvaez and him side by side. Looks like Narvaez everywhere offensively, where the defense really shines with Alfonso. You know what? We are going to add Alfonso to the 40-man roster, and we will be moving him up to the major leagues. This is a guy that we just kind of picked up in free agency this past year. And again, obviously, look at the defense. He's been killing it. I was thinking probably making him the backup catcher next year and cutting ties with Narvaez, but now I think I'll go Narvaez because it's a little bit better offensively, and the defense, I don't know. It depends on what I want to do. I might split them, but who knows for right now. As of the moment being, we're going to roll with Narvaez with Alfonso behind. Maybe that will change because of how good Alfonso is defensively. But Ashton Fuqua, 1 to 2 months with a fractured shin. He has been awesome. Awesome seems strong. He's been good. The extra base, like 8 doubles and 9 home runs, just 17 extra base hits all year. Crazy, and that's good enough for a plus 10 power against left. Absolutely a joke. But he hits decently. He gets on base. He walks a decent amount. OPS at 624. He's been about an average player, a league replacement player. He had a way better season in just 26 games than last year. But we like what his skill set had right now. We are, again, going kind of with who's going to have the hot hand for us at catchers, who's going to get most of the catching looks. All right, so we'll simulate through that part that we're going to simulate through, and we'll see how we do in these next 6 games or so. So one thing I just realized, because we didn't have Eliezer Alfonso on the 40-man before the September call-ups, kind of makes no sense having him on. We're going to bring up Walker Janik because he's going to have to be our backup catcher in the postseason. If you look at the postseason eligibility, he didn't have, we didn't put him on, so he was not eligible. So bringing up Eliezer Alfonso kind of made no sense. So I just did realize that. And it's going to be Walker Janik who's going to come in, so that means we're definitely going to give more of a preference to Carlos Narvaez, and Janik will be the true backup. All right, so here we are. It looks like we took 2 out of 3 against San Diego and lost 2 out of 3 against St. Louis. We did have a lead in this game and ended up getting up 4 unearned. So where do we stand right now? We have, 7 plus 2 is 9. Plus 7 is 16. 16 games left. 10 games over 500. In the standings, looks like, again, the Yankees are going to kind of run away with the American League East. The Baltimore Orioles are 3 games above us. They have been scorching hot, 8-2 in their last 10 up, while we are 6-4. So right now we are 3rd place in our division with a 3-game set coming up right to begin next episode. And we're going to be probably highlighting every game of that series. American League Central, looks like the Guardians have pulled away from the Twins, and they have 83 wins, and they have really set themselves above us. The Twins at 77 wins, we at 78. It's like the Rangers and the Astros have kind of fallen into this middle ground right now. It is the Orioles, Rangers, and us as the wild card. With the Twins a game and a half behind, the Athletics 2.5 games behind. It's going to be interesting. It's definitely going to be very interesting. Again, we have the series against Baltimore. We have the series against Cleveland. 2 real tough series, which probably be the bulk of next episode. And then, again, we have these games against Tampa Bay, Toronto, Tampa Bay again. These teams, 2 of the worst in the American League. We really need to win those matchups. Again, if you look at a team like Baltimore, who do they have? After us, they have Minnesota, which is going to be interesting. They have New York, who can probably beat them. But then they have Toronto twice. So we really have to win 2 out of 3, if not sweep, to kind of really put ourselves in a good position. Again, Cleveland kind of has themselves set up, but if Minnesota Twins, who do they have? Well, they have Washington right now, who, since we beat them in the beginning of last episode, they've kind of sputtered. You do have Baltimore and Texas and the Vegas A's. So 3 teams that are good and kind of also around us. Do you want the Twins to win? And kind of, I think you kind of want them to beat up on Texas. Definitely want them to beat up on Baltimore. And then probably even put away the Athletics. If you look at a team like Houston, who could be in this race if they fall out, they have Philadelphia, which is very favorable to them. The Angels, very favorable to them. The Mets, not so favorable. But then 2 teams that they have really kind of an us-esque path where they have 1 or 2 tough series, but then kind of cupcakes down the stretch. What does this do for a team like the Vegas A's? Well, they have Texas right now. That's going to be super, super, just like how we are with Baltimore, they are with Texas. Dodgers, one of the best teams, if not the best team in the league. Pirates, very, very, very good. Twins, very good. And they have the Angels to, wash it off. So do you want them to lose these 2 series and then beat up on the Twins? Who knows? You have Texas. Who they got? Well, they got the A's. They got the Angels, the Dodgers, the Padres, and the Twins. So, again, back and forth. Some teams are good, some teams are bad. Here's how the lineup is looking as we head into the final stretch. So next episode, 95% going to be the last episode. You have Riley Green, who has really found his best, probably, offensive season in the series. 28 doubles, 31 home runs. He is OPSing over 800 for the first time since his real-life season in 2024. Finally, he is coming around. Finally, he has that WAR where, hey, we are super glad giving him $30 million a year. So finally, his season has kind of resurfaced. Rafael Devers continues to be an absolute beast. 41 doubles, the most since his real-life 2022 season. Finally hitting doubles and still with that home run power and having, again, one of the better seasons. He just hasn't been bad. 900 plus OPS, closer to 950 the last 4 years. He continues to be rock solid, playing third base for us. Unsung hero. Christian Campbell having that breakout-ish year. 132 games this year. He's already have more hits, way more doubles, more triples, more home runs, more RBI, career highs in just about everything. Striking out less, walking way more. OPS at 752, very respectable. He has a positive WAR. Tristan Casas, since coming back from injury, has been pretty good. He continues to just be good. 762 OPS, not the 980 he did last year, but still a positive player. Elliot Ramos, we've seen a little power surge from him. Had a really good series in San Francisco. 729 OPS, WAR sitting at 1.3. Nolan Schanuel has been the pickup for us. Not hitting well against lefties, but everyone else is getting slammed. He's not striking out. He's walking. Career highs in all the power numbers. OPS 839, which was close to his career high of 848 in 2027. That was only in 17 games. So really his full season career high is what we're seeing right now. His WAR sits at 3.7 easily, the best of his career. Walking 11% of the time, striking out under 10%. Narvaez has kind of been thrust into this position as our catcher. And over this time, he's been okay. But again, we're really not expecting much from him, and you really weren't getting much from Ashton Fuqua anyway. Marcelo Meyer, here's that breakout season that we were looking for. We kind of fooled us a little bit with this 2026. 2028 was really tough, but 812 OPS, 16 home runs, 22 RBI, 110 hits, 49 runs, all of those being career highs. The only thing that's different is that 60 RBI campaign in 2026. Walking really well, not striking out a whole bunch, stealing bases, doing everything, as well as playing Gold Glove caliber defense and being a 4.4 WAR player. That's an all-star caliber season. And then Ceddanne Rafaela, another season where he's flirting with 20 home runs, has really found the power over his last couple of seasons. Again, he's going to strike out a whole bunch. He's not going to walk a whole bunch. He's going to hit 240, but that is going to be the best we've seen since his real-life statistics. 704 OPS is his best in his career. You add that average offense with elite defense, you get at 3.4 WAR. The offense, you have a couple guys hot right now. Just keep it going. Simpson, Bregman, Roman Anthony on the bench. He really hasn't been getting too much play, and the play he has been getting has been okay. But again, I think benching him sucks, but it's been the right move so far. And the pitching side of things, Garrett Crochet is struggling a little bit. His last 10 starts haven't been fantastic. A 4.63 ERA, slowing down a little bit as the season goes on, but we're going to need him to really just cement this Cy Young-esque season and really take us home. 3.5 WAR, looking for that 5-ish he had before. Drew Thorpe on fire, 3.87 ERA. Johnny Turner, his last few have been better. He's coming back. Not too many blow-ups here. This against Detroit, this against Toronto, but other than that, has been solid. Gavin Stone also has been solid. The numbers are going down, but the numbers have stayed consistent all year. And Noriyashi, solid again. We don't have a true cut number 2, but we have, again, 9 number 3s, which is 9 number 3s, number 4s, which is the Red Sox way. But Garrett Crochet, can you lead us? Cooper Conley Early has been fine in his bulk role. Justin Slayton's been okay. Luis Perales has been okay for us. Zach Kelly has been okay. Andrew Nardi has been very good for us as a lefty. Opposite side, AJ Puck, who has been outstanding. Kopech, outstanding. Bautista, outstanding. As long as we get good starts from this rotation and these back 3 continue to be incredible, that is all we can ask for. Can we do it? Can we move on to the postseason? Missed us last year. Can we reclaim our throne? You let us know. We'll see you next time here on Tisbury 33. Tisbury 33 games. Like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. You don't want to miss next episode. It's going down next episode. We'll see you then.